Okay, I'm trying to go through this video you see here, and he's creating a database, but again, this is kind of old. It's from 2011.
Where you get to choose between the various different items, and you are looking for, towards the bottom, a service-based database. Don't go for local database. We want really we'll give you a database, give it a meaningful name, and make sure you just capitalise that and go add. Here you go.
Now if you see, this thing pops up here, and the problem is this entity data model doesn't exist anymore. In fact, I'm going to go through and kind of show you what I'm trying to do, because like I said, I'm trying to learn C# here, and this is one of the first projects that I'm trying to do. So let's just go ahead and create a new project, because what I did was pretty generic. Okay, so we're going to create a Windows Forms application. I'll call it coffeeshop project. Free, I guess, at this point. And it still makes me wonder just how much of this tutor I'm going to be able to follow, because that's pretty damn old, this being 2017 and all. But one of the first steps, get this in view here, you go up to project, add new item, right here. And we're looking for data essentially, so a service-based database. We'll call this hold that. We add it in, okay, and it'll take a few seconds here, but there it shows up as a data connection in the server manager there, or server explorer, and then you got it over here. Now I had tried going into project, add new data source, because that did something similar, because it gives database. But the problem is when you get here, you only have data set. You don't have the option of that entity-based model. I don't know how significant it is, but according to him, it's pretty significant, because
Get a window and you've got two options. We're going to go for this one called entity data model. The reason for that is this is going to automatically map all of our entities into objects or classes, which is going to really simplify all of the programming later on.
And given the fact that I had screwed with databases for well over 15 years, and I'm new to C#, I would like as little brain damage from this whole process as possible. So that sounds really good to me. So what I'm trying to do, let me close this down. What I'm going to have to do, as it appears, and this may be wrong, but I got this off the internet, and it seems like it's pulling up the same thing, but I don't know how this whole thing is going to work yet. You can go, well, I'll do it from up here. Add new item. Okay, and you can go ADO.NET entity data model, because that's what we're really looking for, is entity data model. I don't know why I should name it, but that does bring you into a wizard that's similar. Now, according to this is equivalent to what his video was doing. If you look back here, the database you choose determines the type of data. But anyway, the description sounds pretty much the same, to what his was doing. So if I choose next, well, let me just cancel this and so move this down a little bit. Okay. Okay, add new items. Like I said, ADO. click add, and then like I said, if we watch, through his video there, see we're already in a entity data model, so but like I said, this seems to be the appropriate thing to add. If I click next, and let's watch
going to really simplify all of the programming later on. Go next. Again, we want to generate everything from the database. There's nothing in there just yet, but I just find that the easiest way to work.
Now, like I said, that last screen, was about generating everything from the database. So we'll generate from the model. But anyway, this sounds similar, so I'm hoping that's the same thing, but maybe not.
So press next.
See,
hopefully
pulls up this screen, which now that kind of looks familiar, don't you think?
If everything's gone according to plan, you should see your coffee shop database displayed here. If it doesn't, just check that you haven't got anything else in that list. It should give you a name of a connection string, so here you can see it's the coffee shop database entity. That's perfectly fine, and we're going to leave that as it is.
Okay, and then very, very similar, except I named mine different. We hit next. Okay, it's asking me about a framework version. His doesn't ask that, but I'm just going to assume 6x. But then, it does the same thing his is about to do.
You'll see next it's trying to retrieve the information. There's nothing in there, but I'm just going to pick tables there.
Okay, so I'm going to pick tables too. Actually, it won't let me do it. Huh. Well, there really aren't any tables in there. I'm surprised you can pick anything. Namespace. But yeah, I can't pick anything. It's got a selection box, but I can't pick any of this. But there aren't any tables in this database, so again, I'm surprised it would allow you to do it. Oh. Yeah, that could be a problem. I forgot to do that. Okay, I'm going to do this fucking thing all over again. I opened this thing and saved it as a new project. So I've had problems. The other day, I tried making a project in Visual Basic and saving it. It would not fucking let me save it, period. No matter what. It kept going to some weird directory and kept telling me that I couldn't do it. It was just a simple project too. So I do not trust the fucking, save routines in this Visual Studio. That hadn't happened to me on C++ or C# yet, but I'll tell you, I don't really trust this goddamn thing anymore. Okay, let's go project. Add new item. Add the fucking database again. Oops, god damn it. Forgot to fucking name it. Yep, delete it. Oh, fucking son of a bitch. Okay. Alright, so we'll see if that didn't screw something up, because it probably did. Add add new item. We're going to go add this again. I'm going to actually call this something. Okay. Now, recalling what that guy went through, you know, that's that. Okay, and got this. He was happy with it. So, Entity Framework 6. Alright, still can't select any tables because there aren't any. You know, thought it was funny in his that he could actually do that because there aren't any tables in his yet either. Click Finish. Okay. Anyway, better not harm my computer. Really? Okay. Now, that's what he said would pop up. Same kind of thing. Okay. Like I said, it ostensibly may have worked.
In case you fancy querying the database directly, just an easier way of working. So, over on Server Explorer, if you haven't got that, if you just go View, you should find it down in the list there, look, so Server Explorer.
Yeah.
You'll see, hopefully, that you've got your coffee shop database that you created. What you want to go and do then is go into Tables View. You can see there's nothing in there at the moment, so right click and we're going to add a new table. If you've ever used Access, it's pretty similar to that. So first thing we're going to do is going to create a product table. So we don't give the table a name yet, but we put in all of the various attributes. So for this coffee shop we've got product ID, and we need to choose a suitable key for that. Now to make life simple, all I'm going to do is choose an integer for that, and I'd like that integer to be automatically selected, and every time I add a new record for it to add another one to the key. So to do that, we're going to need to scroll down here until we find identity specification and change that into yes, and you can see here we get options then. We get options to say what the increment is and what the seed is. That basically means where it starts and how many numbers it goes up by each time a record is added. That's that pretty much done. Obviously that's the key for this table, so just hit the little key icon up at the top there and then continue.
Okay, so let's see if we can let's see. Alright, yeah, we got these tables, so let's add a new table like he did. And again though, this thing is so different. Okay, it's already got a key set to it. Okay. Since it's already got a key in it, I would imagine that it should be an automatically defined element. Let's see, going to get a look at our identity specification, but it says false here, so I'm going to set it to true. Alright, so anyway, I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so I got the table entered in like he did. So now I'm going to hit save. And okay, now this is where it gets a little squirrely. Let's see. coffee shop was this? Coffee shop 4, okay. Let's see if I can save it in here.
And we just press OK.
Okay, I don't know if it'll save here or not. Alright, ostensibly it did.
See, the product table has been added into the database. So we're going to just do the same thing now. I'll just do one more. We'll do the one to join up the keys. So we'll add another new table. I'm going to do the categories table here. So what I'm going to do here is have the product.
So anyway, I don't know. I mean, you know, again, I don't see it there. So you know, I saved the table, but still don't see anything. So who the hell knows? So, like I said, there's apparently no way of really saving your table or updating anything, so I don't know what the fucking point to this is. Anyway,